Hello world, it's your boy Jay Will.
And Hollywood Cash.
And we are back once again on the Don't Take It Personal podcast. And we have a very, very, very special episode for you guys today.
Very special.
We're doing something a little different. I would say this is probably the most beautiful cast of guests we've ever had.
That's sweet.
Because we typically have a bunch of niggas in here.
I was gonna say, nigga, we got girls. We got women in the building, y'all.
But nah, we're doing something a little different. We're actually recording like super late at night because we just got done watching the new episode, the final episode of Insecure for this season. Yeah. And we decided to do a review of the whole season. And we felt like we needed some female perspectives on this.
And we never invite niggas again. Y'all can't come back.
Yeah,
Don't take it personal.
I'm gonna be real with you. With the guests that we have today, we might have to keep this trend going.
Let's do it, dog.
So, but first off, let's go ahead and have our guests introduce themselves. Go ahead and start over here.
Hello, my name is Torian Timms, native of Dallas. I actually own a Insecure discussion group.
That actually got very popular.
Super, I was like, I can't even. I'm about to leave it.
Every day you're looking for a new admin.
I'm like, I need somebody to run this because I might leave. Teacher by day for Dallas ISD. I own a group called She Is All Things. You can follow me on Instagram. Can I do all that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Torian is all things. That's TORRIAN. All things. Torian is all things.
And you have an event coming up, right?
I do have an event coming up. September 23rd. It's called the Fit and Fly. It's a clothing swap that promotes health and wellness. Please come see me. You can probably just go Yeah, you can Google or Facebook Fit and Fly to find the event. The Eventbrite is on there as well. So come check us out.
And to my right,
I am Crystal of the Charm School show. Pretty much our YouTube show is based on relationships and lifestyle. So
and fuck niggas.
Yeah,
there's no such thing.
We won't get into that.
We're gonna have a very interesting talk today.
So our discussion is about fuck niggas on a daily basis. Today. Right. But yeah, so you can follow us at the Charm School Show on Instagram and Facebook. And what else we got? You got lashes? Don't talk about. Oh, you want to talk about myself? So quick. Okay, so I do have a lash line. It's called Lashes by Charm.
Oh,
you guys can go. Faux lashes. They're beautiful. So go check it out.
Thinking about getting me some.
Get your girl some.
Yeah, I'm gonna blink hard than a motherfucker on every podcast after this.
Bro, if you get your girl some, you gonna win. Swear.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk after the show. We're gonna talk after the show. Go ahead.
So the website is www.lashesbycharm.com. Giving it to Kim now.
Alright. Y'all, hey everyone, my name is Kim, aka Kimmy Inc. I am half of the Charm School show and also half of Sit With Us podcast, which is a weekly political and pop culture podcast. New episodes every Wednesday. I do Kimmy Inc., so I do some PR and social media management, so follow me.
Yes.
That's it.
And Charm School is every Thursday, by the way. Did we say that?
I thought it was every Tuesday.
Well,
switch it up.
Charm School, a podcast, or is that a YouTube channel?
YouTube show.
Okay, cool.
It's a really good show. I watch it.
I was just about to say that.
Okay, I'm the one who definitely. I'm not.
And my name is Clarissa Cross. I am 1/3 of the Motive podcast. We have episodes that drop twice a month, so be on the lookout on iTunes for that. And I also am known as DJ Dawn. I'm doing a debut event at the end of the month, so you can catch me at Drugstore Cowboys September 30th.
Sweet.
So please come out. You guys are invited. Yes, rock with it. Good vibes only. So should be a lot of fun. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited.
Hold up.
Black girl magic.
If you're DJ, you gonna spend some Luther though. Old niggas need some.
See, here's the thing. Cass went to a Frankie Beverly and Maze concert last night.
I feel like you're on a roll right now.
He's feeling the old school R&B vibes right now.
I'm finna wear sandals tomorrow.
No. Well, see, here's the thing. I can't say nothing to you because all the bullshit that I've admitted that I've done in my life on this show, there's nothing that you can do.
That's true.
So that I can actually.
I gotta do a lot of shit to catch up.
You gotta do a lot of shit.
Oh, God.
A lot of shit. Unfortunately, my life is nothing but a sitcom for most people. But moving on. But like I said, we just got done watching the season finale of Insecure, season 2 of Insecure. What are you guys thinking so far?
Wow.
I like one thing. Make sure I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna put the link of Charm School's video of this in the description of the podcast because they got some of our reactions on camera of the show.
Did they get me crying? Nah, y'all some shit flew in my eye.
I believe that with you. I was welling up in the kitchen scene.
Yeah.
I was welling up. I didn't let it drop.
Yeah.
Nigga, I had to think of some hard shit. I started thinking of deluxe, nigga. Anything hard.
Because we wouldn't about to let no tears drop around y'all in the room right now. I'm gonna be real with you.
They did that scene though.
Yeah, they did. They acted real well.
Nah, this season was definitely a roller coaster of emotions. Like it definitely took. I think what's interesting is how we got to see a lot of different perspectives this season as opposed to just what was happening between Issa and Lawrence.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that was interesting. For a while, it was kind of all over the place for me, but overall, towards the end, it really started coming together. But overall, I'm gonna start over here with Torian. Just your overall evaluation of the season. What did you think, and comparative to last season?
I know we all harp on Issa and Lawrence, but I was really excited to see Molly's character unfold and just some of those dynamics that she was going through as a successful millennial. I'm assuming they're millennial black woman.
Yeah.
Definitely an emotional roller coaster. I identify with Insecure like everybody else in the world does, but like really identify with it. So I was always watching it like, okay, this is too much. I have to back out. Like I really didn't even want to watch it with anyone because I was like, well, what if I cry in front of it? But I was like, we just gonna have the natural. So definitely an emotional roller coaster. I was happy to see Molly's character unfold the way it did, and just seeing some more of her dynamics.
What about you, Cass?
Man, this season was actually, to me, a little less Team Issa, Team Lawrence, and more just like, it just delved into life. Like, this shit I wasn't choosing sides with this season. I really was watching them and kind of rooting for both of them to succeed. You know what I mean? And then the Molly character, I fuck with Molly.
Yeah.
Like, Molly really nigga.
Even though she be fucking her own shit up, though.
She
fucking her own shit up.
Real niggas fuck up, though.
Yeah, you're right.
It happens. I feel like, her story was just interesting to me. Like she was really an interesting third party element, and that kind of made. I ain't gonna lie, this season to me it started off where I was like, damn, it's a lot, but by episode 3 to 4, I ain't gonna lie, this shit it's equal to. Yeah. It's at least equal to the first season.
You know, for me, I think I actually enjoyed this season more, even though it kind of was a lot going on at first for me. It was a lot going on at first, but I did enjoy this season more. What I found most interesting though, surprisingly. Because as a man, I was very upset with Issa's body in the first season. But we're going to talk about that later. But I was really interested in seeing her growth as far as like awkwardly going through trying to be single again. Because I think that's more of an honest portrayal of what everybody goes through trying to go through after a breakup than what we usually see on television and film. So that was probably the most interesting part of the season for me, was seeing like her wanting to go through a whole phase, but that's just really not who she is. So
it wasn't her ministry.
Man, like even with Lawrence trying to do some fuck shit, he wasn't built for it neither.
Right.
At all.
So I think that was really what was interesting most for me. Is like, nah, this is really how it goes when you try to do single shit and it just backfires completely.
Yeah, you totally took the words out of my mouth. Like I'm thinking about Issa and her hotation, but I'm thinking about Lawrence trying to be, Mr. Threesomes and things. You know what I mean? So
was it a threesome? Because
I don't know.
It was a 1.5. It was a 2. Something.
It didn't even get to 2 months.
Hey man, it's hard. That's some fly shit though. I ain't gonna lie. They got it.
It's too much for me.
But this season was just like straight roller coaster. Like at first I was like, this is too much. I can't deal. But overall, give me more.
No, you know what? I was really excited because I felt like Issa's always been telling my story ever since her YouTube series. Like, girl, how do you know me in my life?
Yeah.
But like, especially Molly, because I was just in a corporate situation where I was trying to get ahead and they was not trying to hear me at all. And so just seeing that, reliving that on screen, I was like, oh fuck. Like, girl, you just gotta walk away or, get fired, whichever one happens first. Yeah. It was definitely a challenge, but yeah, that's all I got to say about it.
I'm just appreciative that it was so consistent because I was really scared. I was like, season 2, this can really make or break if I continue to watch.
No disrespect to Empire, but they did kind of jump the shark when they got to season 2.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
so
nigga, you shouldn't even say no disrespect.
I mean, because I auditioned for the show, so I got a show. Like, I can't say too much. I did audition for the show.
Wait, did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. For what character?
I was in the running for Hakeem whenever Wesley Snipes was Lucius Lyon.
What?
So this is a while ago.
Wait, Wesley Snipes going to be Lucius Lyon?
Yeah, this is a while ago.
I can't see it though.
No.
Passenger 57.
So like the minute Terrence Howard became Lucius, I dropped at it because I'm like, I don't look nothing like this nigga. Like,
nah, they would have had a totally different mama.
So not
interesting side note, but yeah, the complexity of the characters is something that I also appreciated. Just getting to see all the different sides. I mean, pretty much what you guys
different
just
sides
said.
of relationships too. Because you have a married couple, and then you have all these singles, and
it's good ass writing
working,
too. Because nobody fits a cliche. Like so many times, like
put in the box.
it's those cliches. The married couple acts like this. This is the single friend.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody kind of you can see a little bit of yourself in every single character.
Absolutely.
I definitely agree with that. So
do you feel like Dro and his wife are really in an open relationship?
See, I'm gonna get to that.
I do. Get to it. They are in an open relationship.
We're gonna get to it. We can go ahead and jump to that.
I can tell you why I know. When they stood next to each other at that bar, the energy felt odd.
You think she knows about Molly?
I don't think she knows about Molly. Just because it's an open relationship, I don't mean that necessarily means that they have to disclose who they're open with.
Yeah, I would imagine an open relationship. One of the rules is do not tell me what's going on with you.
It just needs like a mutual understanding of like you do me, but I don't think that's what that means.
In an open relationship,
maybe not.
You can tell, but I would think one of the rules would be, don't be too close to home, right? Like that would be I don't need to know them
because I could definitely see like. This is more than just a hit it thing for Dro with him. I think he actually does.
I don't know.
You think so?
Not to the point he don't leave his wife. I'm just saying. Because he's still married at the end of the day. But I think this is something he's been harboring for a while for her.
How do y'all like the way he carries himself? Because
I don't trust that nigga. Bro.
I'm just really
something about that smile.
I told you he give out real nigga vibes to me, man.
First of all, he tall as fuck. I don't like tall niggas.
All the tall viewers, fuck y'all, man.
Second of all,
I'm sorry. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. All my tall men. Fuck y'all. Tall men. Yeah. Nothing wrong with tall women, but tall niggas fuck y'all. Oh yeah.
But plus he wear eyeliner, I don't trust that nigga.
No, he does not.
He look like he wear eyeliner. Alright.
Nigga, if you would have got the role on Empire, you damn sure would have worse than what you talking about? Have you watched Empire? It's a line of eyeliner.
Nah, just something you unpack the character. Something just don't seem right with him. I think there's something sneaky going on his part.
The sneaky part is that Candace doesn't know that he's knocking down his best friend. That's the sneaky part.
Really in an open relationship, though.
I think
that's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah,
he said that it was her idea, and I believe that.
I kind of wanted to hear from Candace. I wanted to hear. Now this leads into something bigger, in my opinion. It's like there's certain characters that we really enjoy that we really didn't see enough of, in my opinion. I wanted to hear Candace's side of this. I would have loved to have heard her explain.
I ain't gonna lie though. I think that's part of the shit though, is that we don't know. We don't know for sure.
Right.
If they do have, I think that's a part of the allure.
But I like Chad too. I want to see more of Chad.
Yeah. Chad needs more.
And I want to see more of Derek. I want to know what's going on with him and Tiffany. There's a lot of questions with that.
Me too.
Because remember she said he was at the house for a month.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
But she didn't want to speak on
it. And she agreed with Issa when she said that, well, no, she was the one that said it's hard for men to come back from when a woman cheats.
Oh, remember they were talking about her friend too at work that he had to go talk to.
Yeah.
Check.
So.
And she wasn't where she was supposed to be because remember she was supposed to be at the watch party too.
Let me find out Tiffany cheating.
And she wasn't there.
Damn.
Who the baby had?
See.
Right, who the baby had?
Ooh.
That is
That might be it.
Yeah.
Insecure for the time of Jerry Springer.
And I'm here for it.
So obviously, with what's going on with this show, like we're obviously very emotionally involved in it. Why do you think this show is able to evoke so much emotion out of people?
So realistic.
So relatable.
You can relate to it 110%. I mean, I feel like a piece of myself in each one of the characters in some shape, form, or fashion.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know. That's why I think it is.
It's dope ass writing. I think it's fire ass writing. It's no cliches. Everybody's development feels like they really would go there.
Yeah.
You know, like some shows you'll be like, nah, that motherfucker wouldn't have did that.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody on here has made decisions that make sense, whether we agree with them or not.
Right.
I think it makes sense to who they are. Like even Molly's decision, you might not necessarily agree with it,
Nope.
but it definitely makes sense.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
It makes sense to her
does.
character.
It
Her
does.
Yes.
character, yeah.
Why do you think she is? I mean, I don't want to say she kind of goes overboard, but why do you think she is in such a weak place at times where she's willing to accept things like what's happening with her and Dro?
I think they got an ill ass chemistry.
Yeah.
Like,
you can't deny
yeah.
it sometimes.
To me, they got an ill ass
Besties,
chemistry.
yeah.
She just saw, he's always been there for, and then she just saw that her parents' situation wasn't perfect.
Right.
So maybe she took that the wrong way and said, you know what, maybe I'll never have anything perfect.
Yeah, maybe this marriage thing.
Yeah, she may have took it that way.
Kind of
I
accepted
also
it.
think that she feels like she can take him from Candace, and that's where she.
And see, that's where she
That's where
all
you're
the way
messing
up.
up because Candace is going to be first.
Yeah.
And
Always.
And he
When he
made
left her in
that
the tub,
he made that
yeah, when he
appearance
left her in the
at
tub with the rubber
Yeah.
ducky or whatever.
The rubber
that was.
dicky. It's the rubber dicky.
Sorry. Half naked and because she was. Because think about how minuscule that is, that she was locked out the house. You can call a locksmith for that, but it was like, no, but babe needs me. You gotta wait.
You
Right.
gotta wait.
Yeah, to leave a chick in the
That
tub,
murder.
That's
from a man's
naked.
perspective, that's some.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
sure.
yeah. He
Real
she
good.
first, like he dusted
Yeah,
out
don't
quick
ever wanna
too.
be
He's
second.
like, oh, I got
Molly,
one.
can you better than that, girl.
Your wig's
I
getting
ain't gonna lie, I would've
better.
called her.
on the shot. Your wig's getting better.
Damn it, Little Rail! Why, man?
Man, Molly's awesome.
Lil Real he too good, man.
No,
He too
I
good
think
for Molly.
Molly has an archetype,
Ooh.
y'all.
Not too good for Molly.
I was about to say,
Don't
like,
get me
I was
stoned.
about to say, you gonna have us killed over
Don't
here.
get me stoned.
We're
I'm
going like
saying
blood
too
mentions.
good of a guy. Like I think he's actually might be too friendly.
Because
He
women
might
like
be too
that
square.
guy.
He's a nice guy, but he might be too square in comparison to the
Joe.
6'7" nigga
Yeah.
who be running off every time his wife called. Like that's
Why women like that? Why
Okay, so I have
she
something to
like
bring up
that?
with Molly and her dating. Okay, so she has an archetype. If you think about it, back from to Jenna to who are other guys that she
The dude that,
gay
that had a
nigga?
gay experience.
Okay,
He's not
all-
a gay nigga. He had a gay experience.
Yo,
all
fam.
light skinned.
Talking to a nigga from Pleasant Grove. Don't be, sir. No, sir. That gay nigga.
I'm trying to make sure the LGBTQ community ain't on that
Hey,
ass
man.
neither.
They coming for me.
Okay,
You
go
see-
ahead, block this nigga.
Oh my god.
All of them have been light skinned men. And I think because she is a successful career woman who runs mostly with white males, I think she's dealing with the same experience that we fought black men for. Where she feels like she needs that trophy piece. She needs something to give her access to a completely different network. And in her case, it's like this light skinned guy. Because think about it, homeboy that she brought to the parents'
She didn't dig
engagement.
him either.
She wasn't digging him, but he also was a dark skinned brother. And I think she got something.
Yeah.
I feel some type of way about her bringing her to the family function and just
And
leaving her
dipping
there.
on
Yeah.
There was a lot of dipping on motherfuckers at family function. I gotta start dipping on more barbecue. I'm gonna get on a plate and get the hell out.
Go. I was saying, how about saying,
I
get the
gotta
plate
work
first.
this.
Yeah, I gotta
Get the plate first.
Yeah, boys didn't even eat right.
Nah, but you know, that kind of alludes to another question I had too, which is, I kind of feel like there's like this huge like dream world where we believe all of our grandparents and parents have perfect relationships.
Who?
And I think that this show opened up, kind of took the veil off for a lot of people who kind of think like, I want a relationship like my grandparents, like they were together 75 years, and I want a relationship like that, without really knowing that they probably been through some shit.
And your grandma got her ass beat. Trust it.
Probably. She probably been
A lot
cheated
of-
on.
yeah.
There's probably some illegitimate children somewhere.
Yeah.
Like what do you think about the kind of juxtapose between old school relationships and what we're dealing with today? Because in my opinion, they kind of the same. There just wasn't social media back then.
I I think they just tolerated it more. Just like how her mom said, I loved him more than I didn't love him, or
there was more good times.
I loved him more than how much he hurt me. And now we can just be like, oh no, that nigga hurt Tinder. I'm gone. Let me we dip real fast. Yeah, because
women have jobs now.
Yeah,
we have money.
We can provide for ourselves.
And we don't have to deal with the shit.
Yeah, bye.
I think it's kind of twofold.
Not saying that it's right, but
I think it's twofold. I think the previous generation had too much tolerance, and I think we have too little tolerance. I think there's no balance. I think we'll leave a 40-year relationship over one fuck up, like, which I would argue is too little tolerance. Because people fuck up, you're going to get hurt.
Right.
But I also think our grandparents, our grandmama, that shit wasn't that rosy. They didn't have anywhere to go. They stayed because they almost didn't have anywhere to go. You know, so I think it's almost like that lack of balance. Like everything else, I think our generation lacks balance. Their generation lack balance, and we got to find somewhere in between where you kind of gonna get. I mean, shit happens. In 40 years, somebody may cheat. I mean, that's just reality. Somebody might cheat. Somebody might fuck off. You might catch them right before they cheat. You gotta weigh your options, I feel like, and that's for men and women. I'm not saying that.
No. I'm almost like, what is cheating? Okay, my thing. I'm glad they spoke about the open marriage.
Kim said she got a definition.
There is. I'm gonna say there is a definition.
I mean, because I'm glad they spoke about the open marriage, because I do feel like, I'm gonna say this with a grain of salt, but I feel like monogamy almost is unrealistic. And what I mean by that, I know what our expectations are. I know a lot of us grew up in Christian homes and we're supposed to be with one person. That's what it's supposed to be. But the natural instinct is that I'm attracted to this other sex. Why, in our Western view of marriage, do we feel like it has to be so linear? I own this person, don't look anywhere else. Even though I know you naturally want to, I'm just like, I'm just gonna throw it out there like.
You started it off right because you said we're a Christian. Take this with a grain of salt. We're a Christian nation. As slaves, bombs people, but we're a Christian nation. I think because we're founded off of those conservative traditions,
right? And
black people lean more towards conservative, like being conservative, than being liberal. That's changing,
right?
But I think a part of that is I think it's we're just a conservative nation,
and it's what we're used to seeing as well.
Definitely, it's tradition, and I think for some people, I do think it's feasible for some people to stay with one person forever. I think it's feasible. I don't think it's completely out the window. I don't think everybody's gonna be open. I don't think everybody's gonna be monogamous either, because some people who have taken on the new view that are a little more free, a little more liberal. They definitely like, fuck that. I'm trying to, have my cake and eat it too. I mean, because that's what cake is for. You gotta eat the cake. There's a lot of cake out there.
I mean, I think also too, with all of that being said, it's a cool idea, but feelings are always going to get involved in the end of it. You can sit there and say, like, I'm cool with it being open. I'm cool with, like, you doing your thing. I'm not let's not be monogamous. Eventually, somebody's feelings is going to get into it to the point where that shit's going to get fucked up.
Off top of
Molly should be messing with Dro, because, she's extra emotional, and she just...
Do y'all blame Dro for that?
I blamed everything on Dro.
I don't blame Dro because he talked.
I told you, I see how tall niggas operate. My brother's 6'9", alright?
Who said fuck all tall niggas, man?
Well, now how old your brother?
He's married.
He's happily married.
You're finna be Molly. He's been over to the Molly territory.
Is it open?
Just so you know, all my older brothers are taken. I'm sorry. I got 9 brothers, so they all.
Damn, your parents.
Hey,
your daddy was drone, nigga. Your daddy was out there.
Oh, shout out to Pastor Wilson.
Shout out to all the pastors, man. They do say be fruitful and multiply. They do say that.
So, but that is an interesting thought with the monogamy claim, because I feel like the more and more time passes, our view on relationships are getting more and more skewed.
Oh, yeah.
Like, contemporary dating is totally like, I'm sure we've all had to have talks with our parents about why we ain't found that person yet.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like why we ain't brought no kid. Like
it's
why?
so hard to explain to my mom what a fuckboy is. I can't say those exact words to her. I'm just like, Mom, things have changed. It's different now, dating. But I just want to be like, there's a thing called a fuckboy, and
Shout out to
taking over. It's almost
making it
so.
I really feel like a fuckboy is a social construct.
Oh,
It's a social construct of the matriarch. Because all we're doing is taking ownership of our fuckism. Nigga, I've been practicing that shit.
It sounds like that. I've never heard that one, my
They're not so smooth.
I honestly feel like fuckboys have always been around. It's like we finally just put a name to what it is, and now it's like to.
Thanks to motherfuckers like Bryson Tiller who make music to reference.
Right, yeah.
But I actually have a question too, because one thing that nobody's ever really talked about, I think, enough is Issa and Lawrence were together 5 years, right?
Right.
Yep.
Why didn't marriage ever come up? Why didn't?
Right.
Because he wasn't working.
He wasn't ready.
That is
She didn't see him in a provider
But what
role.
about him too,
He
though?
couldn't provide for
He
himself.
wasn't working. He didn't see himself in a provider role. He buy a ring with what?
But here's the thing. But even with that being said, if he has that in his mind, like I want to get to a certain place to take care of her and treat her right one day, why wasn't he more proactive?
Nigga,
Done.
they're millennials too, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's 5 years for the typical millennial. It's 5 years with somebody. Now that is, I feel like that is a dope time to be like, yo, I've been with the same person 5 years. Let's start progressing somewhere. Millennials can date for 2 decades and not do shit.
We're much more hesitant
Like,
about marriage than
definitely.
Yeah.
We push everything back.
Because some of us who dealt with divorce.
Yeah.
We are, I think
True.
our generation growing up experienced the most divorce out of
Yeah.
any generation before. So we know how that feels. So if I'm hopping into nothing, I gotta put my kids through something like that.
I will say that's a big factor as how I go about who I date in my situations, because I love my parents to death, but divorce just isn't something I ever want to consider an option.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't one of those kids that like highly affected because I was 2 when they got divorced. But as I got older, I did realize like, okay, there was things that happened here, and I just don't want that to affect me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be that person. So yeah, I think divorce. I think a lot of people in our age range have been children of divorce. So that may have something to do with it. But I always wondered like why marriage was never even something that was even discussed.
But you know what I thought was interesting?
They did
in
discuss it.
that monologue, or whatever, when they were talking at the end in the kitchen, and she was saying, "Oh, I should have done all this stuff for you, or I should have been this person." I was like, "Girl, you're not his wife. You wasn't his wife. You
Hello.
were this man for 5 years."
Oh my God.
So much.
Hey.
Until you say that you need me to play this role in your life and be that.
Yo, break them off,
Okay.
Cass. Because I already know. Break them off, Cass.
All right, come on with your match.
All right.
First of all, speaking on behalf of all men.
Before I let Cass off the leash,
I'm just
I'm gonna go ahead and get this out.
Yeah, he ready. Aggressive.
You did. Torian, you did make a good point because
Because I'm black. You gotta be this way.
Torian, you did make a good point. Torian, you made a very good point about the whole there's a good portion of men who don't mind taking care of the women, making them feel special, because that's kind of the role I kind of fit in. I don't mind, you know what I'm saying, like.
I think men like to feel needed. He would like
that. Okay, but also, but to an extent, you guys have met some way nicer guys than if y'all saying you thought he was gonna stick around for a year and a half. Sheesh, I don't know many niggas that.
It depends. If he's a dude, if you come into a situation and you view relationships like that, then you're right. There are a lot of dudes who will take care of their women. There's definitely a lot of dudes who still have that view, because I work with a lot of them.
Where they at?
If you are one of these niggas,
Where they at?
they work at Pepsi. They work at Pepsi.
How they
Shout out
do?
Pepsi, y'all. There's a lot of niggas on that take care of
Don't
shit.
shout out Pepsi. Don't shout out Pepsi.
Oh yeah, y'all ain't giving us no money, man. cut the check.
But nah, it's like there are some dudes like I said, I don't. When I take a woman out, I'm taking her out. I want to give her an experience. I want her to feel special. That's kind of the role I play. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just this is how I am.
Okay,
It's
put
all
it out there. My profile.
Right.
Jay Will out here simping, y'all. You want to get to the girl? This is your guy.
Go on now.
I definitely, I'm with you. I believe in paying for everything and taking care and all that. But
yes, there's a but. There is a but.
But if our relationship is built off of this, you know, it's because it's two ways it can go. We got the old school kind of love. I take care of you in that regard, but you also got to be kind of well-rounded in womanly duties. The gender roles exist in the old school.
I need my house to be clean, and I need a meal.
Yeah. In the millennial style of, in the new style of dating, we all the way even, baby. Like, they just had an episode about this. Go ahead and give y'all's.
Girl, you go.
We just had an episode about who pays for the date. Like, when we're courting, should it be 50-50? I posed this question on Facebook and got like 300 comments.
Love it.
So, it's kind of like, okay, because it's 2017, and then men are like, oh, y'all are independent now, or you make money too, and all these different things. But it's seldom that we find men that are just going to be like, yeah, I want to take care of you, I want to blah, 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 like, so.
What it is like, once we get, I think certain men, like, once we get to a certain place, because I'll tell people all the time, there's a good portion of men out there that will go hard for a woman. And we're not really asking for too much in return, but we need to see a little bit of, okay, I'm paying for this tonight. I'm going to take you out to the movies tonight, babe.
Yeah.
We need to see a little bit of, you know what, you had a hard, like, how's your day today? Like, you know what, or like, if a nigga get dressed up like, yo, you look good today, baby. Like, I don't think a lot of men who are willing to go all out for a woman ask for too much, but we need to see a little bit of something so we know.
And that's it's not monetary, it's like something that, you know.
It don't gotta be monetary. It don't gotta be monetary.
Those things actually last, like, one offer to pay for a single meal from a female.
It lasts a long time.
That lasts a long time.
That
lasts a long time. Now, if you one of these chicks, because they do exist, that'll try to order an entree right there and take one home.
What?
Yeah, that exists.
They out there like that?
They out there. Not with me.
I've been selling myself short.
But
I'm getting too high.
They got an extra meal to take.
Yes, I got a partner who took the chick to
did.
Papa Do's, and
To take home to her man?
she ordered something.
She was going with a homegirl, and she's gonna bring him something back to eat, and then that's
Damn, you just unfolded. My nigga, you getting cheated on, Marcus. You getting cheated on, man.
Marcus called me though.
You gonna feed the whole family. Hey, can I get 4 entrees? I just want a whole basket of shrimp.
Meal, baby. I just need one.
And an appetizer.
So I gotta ask the women in the room also, like, at the end of season 1, going into season 2, whose side were y'all on?
I was Lawrence, honestly.
Ew.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think I gotta say Lauren.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, Issa,
she messed up. She did. I mean, she could have just told him, like,
I get it.
we're going on a break or something like that. Like, no heads up. She just kind of jumped out there.
Accidents can happen. They happen every day.
Whoa!
So I say I was Team Issa.
There's that matriarchy again.
Lord Jesus.
Holding us back.
All right, Kim. You got something
So
else
are you that? I gotta ask.
Well, that one time I had an
Now I gotta ask if the shoe was on the other foot, could you be that forgiving?
Absolutely, I was. Because that is another story.
Girl,
I'm not married anymore.
Okay.
Where's your damn booking? Where's your booking?
We need to have a conversation. We need to have a conversation off air, because if you put up with all of this, I need to see how it ended the way
She
it did.
secretly was all the Tyler Perry movies. All of them was for
Royalties as
I can't.
So Torian, like, whose side were you on at the end of season 1?
I didn't pick it. I honestly was team no one, but I understood Issa. Like him said, mistakes happen, and I just really needed for Lawrence yes, Issa messed up. I'm not making it okay. She messed up. She should have communicated. That's her biggest problem. She cannot communicate. But I needed Lawrence to understand what role he played in her looking. Women will not look if you don't set them up to look, if that makes sense. Let them off the leash.
Take responsibility for your action.
Really?
That's all I ask.
What can she do? She already did it.
But
what else do you want her to do?
Now,
But she
now,
just
Time out.
Let me just say this. It may have gone over differently if Lawrence didn't have to find out the way he found out.
Yes.
Maybe if she would have came clean, that could have been a different way of going about it.
And then homeboy shows up, and Danny didn't just show up to the little charity event.
He was romantic.
No, he didn't show. They invited him. Y'all know he was one of the sponsors. He I think
he was.
He was on the list.
He was.
But what were you about to say, Cass? Because when I said that, you kind of gave me a little grimace.
It ain't to me. It ain't no good way to reveal cheating, especially niggas take cheating terrible.
No, we do.
Niggas take cheating.
I didn't say it was gonna work. I didn't say it was gonna work. I'm just saying it would have been better.
A little different.
Yeah.
It would have been less hoish.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, I would have burned some shit down.
Male,
Not the whole. Let's just say the apartment would have got scorched before the party.
Oh my God.
Now, I mean, the male ego is a crazy thing. That's all we go. That's all.
It is.
It's a crazy thing.
It's definitely. It's terrible. Cheating is very, very difficult for a nigga to.
If I could cheat and get away with it and know that it's not going to be a continual thing and I've broken it off, I'm not telling, because
I messed up, and I learned from that experience with my high school sweetheart. Oh my gosh, we were on a break, and I, did some other things with somebody else, and I told him about it. And when I say it just.
Are we willing to never talk to you again over that shit?
That's what I'm saying. It took years, and he still to this day got that little side eye hate towards me. I'm we're not even dating or anything. I don't even understand. So
taking it to the grave.
Yeah, I learned from that.
Niggas definitely take it horribly.
Yeah, we do. That's one thing. Bless you. That's one thing. As a man, I can fully cop to. The male ego is a crazy thing. It gets us in a lot of bullshit because we be getting mad over shit we probably shouldn't be getting mad over, and then we overreact to shit that we should be mad at. It's a weird gray area.
Definitely the Lawrence shit.
Yeah,
he was simping, but I understand it. The dude at the job, how she was talking to the guy at the job that he knew she had sex with. That's some simp shit, but it's definitely some man shit though.
Yeah,
I could understand that. I wouldn't.
It's why you laughing? You're laughing with this nigga that I know you smashed right in front of me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But she's something else. What was her name?
Aparna. Yo, everybody in the insecure group has been getting her name wrong on purpose. Applesauce.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a fire ass name. Applesauce. I fuck with applesauce.
Now, even though me and Cass are Team Lawrence. He's here. Nah, okay.
Nigga, you shot the patriarchy does it again.
Okay, but what I will say though is how much sympathy has this nigga been losing throughout season 2 though?
He been fucking up.
Bad.
But you know what's so crazy though? I know it's of course it's fun to be Team Issa, Team Lawrence, and it was easy to do in the first season. I ain't gonna lie, it was easy to be polarized. This season. They both just humans. They fucking up, but they making normal fuck ups that young millennials will make. These aren't outrageous fuck ups to me.
Yeah.
They aren't. Even though I ain't gonna lie, he's kind of overreacted to do Ski. That bothered me.
So let's go ahead and get to that.
I'm Team Lawrence because of that alone.
Let's go ahead and get to that. Because I remember before I even saw the episode, I saw what happened on social media, and one of my homegirls hit me did you see the new episode? It's so fucked up what he did. And I'm from what I read, listen. I was from what I read,
niggas are.
It looked like it's. Did he say that he was about
he
to?
He said he was.
And she was still going. She was like, yeah. I was like, well, he kind of justified.
She didn't move her head fast.
But he did pull her head down.
But Issa also
during the process,
he did pull her head down.
During the process, fam, he placed his hand there during the process. But he did warn her that it was coming. She went to rise, but didn't rise faster than
because Issa said she didn't do that with Lawrence. That's why.
And that's another reason that nigga probably left.
That's why he wasn't working for 2 years.
I was just gonna say.
How you
gonna cheat on me and you ain't even giving me head? Now that's some fuck shit right there.
Can I be honest? I'm quitting my job if I don't get head for 2 years. I quit because of how you work, nigga. How you even at work? That nigga was at work frustrated. That's why he lost his last job.
But shit. Nah, it was overall, cause I didn't realize that you felt so differently about this than I did. What did all of y'all feel about the whole incident in the eye?
She needs to grow up.
Yeah, she overreacted.
She did overreact though. I do give her that.
Debbie burned her eye a little bit. I could understand.
She got in the cab with. What's in that nigga died? He burned her eye. That nigga eating just hot fries.
Man.
Eating McDonald's.
She got a chemical burn as a pink eye right there.
Now I gotta ask, because I was asked this in a recent interview that I did, and I'm curious to see what y'all think. Is it necessary to have a whole phase? Like, do you have to go through that to overall have growth in your life? Is it necessary?
Is it necessary?
I think it's necessary. Honestly.
I think so.
I think it's necessary.
I never went through mine.
I definitely went through mine, and I think it made me a better person in the end because I don't have any desire to be like that anymore.
Yeah, I never.
See, I don't believe men can be hoes.
That's what I'm saying. We all got to go through that. We all got to go through that because I feel like if someone is deprived of that, that's what leaves them wanting something later on. It's because they was like, man, I ain't really do no crazy shit in my life. I'm just stuck with this person since high school. I ain't really, so it's like you leave too many things to be desired if you don't explore what else is out there.
So what they call it, sow your wild oats.
Yeah,
that's
so it's like,
that's
all your oats.
I don't think I heard that way.
You got to sow.
And so it's like, for me, it's like, I'm not trying to say that in a, you got to go out there and fuck something. I'm not saying it like that.
No, that's exactly what you
No.
That's literally what you
But in the context of what I'm saying is you leave too much to be desired if you don't explore what else is out there.
No, I completely agree because after my divorce, I did have a whole phase.
She was doing that all wrong.
You could have taught us something. I could have taught her a thing or 2 or 3.
Okay.
But
Okay, Gil.
You don't have a whole podcast about this. You coming back.
I just got to see. No, but it's definitely important, like you said, because it takes it off the plate. Like, okay, I've done this, been there. Now I'm ready. I've cleansed myself a little bit, and I'm ready to see if I can be.
Huh?
Yeah, it was in a way. And let you know what. Okay, you know what? I don't want to deal with this, or I do like this, and. I like a little tall, I like a little short, like a little dread. So,
Oh, she loves little dreads.
just have a little buffet.
Like a CC's for niggas. Jesus.
No, wait, it's getting a little too big. Hold on.
It did. I'm thinking about CC's. They got a whole
Wait, they got too much on the plate. Yeah.
So you mentioned that Issa was doing it all wrong. One thing that kind of threw me off is and I hate to say this, but I have heard women agree with her on this when she said, when she was talking about how she wanted all the niggas she was fucking with to only want to fuck with her, even though she's fucking multiple, trying to fuck multiple niggas.
Issa's not really about that life. Like, she was just going through the motions
totally
and saying
not
she
about
was
that
going to
life.
do it.
But I've heard multiple women be like, yeah, why all these niggas I'm fucking with can't only fuck with me? I was like, do you hear what's coming out of your mouth?
Shit, I seen a married nigga get mad because his mistress was cheating. So,
Two Chainz got mine.
It's wild shit. Emotions are retarded.
Something like 2 Chainz got a line in his song that's like, he got mad at his mistress because she got pregnant. And he was like, y'all know what I'm talking about. I gotta
2
find
Chainz, my nigga.
2 Chainz was like, he said, got pregnant by her main dude. I'm offended. I said, what? How you gonna get pregnant? Like, yo, side chick get pregnant by her main dude.
I can't get it though because now she's no longer available.
Yeah.
Like, she off the table. So I can be pissed.
I guess that would be kind of awkward.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be my mistress.
She's supposed to be my mistress.
What are you doing?
Might be a little weird.
Stay here.
Yeah, stay here.
So does anybody feel bad for Tasha and all of this?
Oh,
Me personally,
Tasha.
Tasha girl.
I fuck with Tasha, dog. I fuck with Tasha. She was like,
I know.
Come back.
No.
I got a point about Tasha. I just want to see what everybody thought first. But go. You fucked with Tasha though?
I did. I fucked with Tasha, man. She was cool. She was thick. She
That was what it really was.
That's a big part, but let's edit that out. Really, she was cool and she was there for him. I felt like he kind of gave her the shaft when she was there for him. She was at least. You don't cut it off like that, and then bailing on her at the barbecue was a sucker move.
Yeah, that was.
It's a certain way. Like, you can cut shit off, but it's a certain way you do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like he didn't play the game the way it was supposed to be played.
He hopped into that way too fast anyway.
He did.
To be honest. That was like the smooth rebound chick.
But she was right there. I think she was so wide open.
Right.
She was
Like, yeah, she was wide open. So he
ready.
Yeah.
I never stayed in the best spot. Oh,
Now what's
That's what I was like.
now what's your point of view on Tasha, Torian? Because he was.
I'm gonna speak for her from a woman's perspective. I think she should have peeped that he had just broken up with his girlfriend of 5 years.
That's how I feel too.
Yep.
That's how I feel
And
too.
she should have never even dove into that. But because she did, I think she tried to do the classic fuck him and feed him.
Which can work. It can work.
I think she tried to make it something that she knew it couldn't be. So I never really felt sorry for her because I was like, come on, Tasha, he just got a relationship. Maybe he can't come to the family reunion. He's not ready for that. But I think she thought, hey, I'm going to do everything that a woman's supposed to do. He's going to love me anyway. When he wasn't emotionally available for her.
He secretly only fucked with her because he was upset at Issa. She's
And
not
every
even
time you see how he was power driving her, like it was anger.
Remember I said aggression. Remember I said aggression. That's what I'm talking about. That's it.
You've been waiting to bring that
I've been waiting to bring up that aggression.
Bring that right back.
Yeah, I feel like he really didn't. He didn't cover. They were two totally different styles. She a little ratchet. She had a little Cardi B to her, and he worked in the what's that shit called? Like in the app world, the app development. I don't even think their lifestyles really match. And I think he really was just hurt. He was hurt from the Issa shit. It was kind of like when he called Issa a hoe. I think that nigga Lawrence really just be so fucking hurt, he reacts.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that was going to be my next point, which was like, that was probably besides, before this last episode, I would say that moment was probably that was probably the strongest moment I've seen this whole season. Like, it was finally them confronting each other in a real, well, not in a real way, but in just like letting out their anger and frustration towards each other, just letting it out. What about that whole situation did you guys take away from that? Because there's a few things I took away from it.
When they were arguing?
Yeah, when they were arguing.
Both hurt as fuck.
That they hadn't had a chance to talk about it. And I don't even know if Lawrence understood, was it Chad? Who told him about himself? Not Chad.
It was Derek.
Oh, yeah, the other one.
I don't even think Lawrence got to hear Issa's side of it. Like, why did she cheat? She cheated, but why? Not? Everybody's missing the why. The action is that's a symptom.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Why were we sick? Why? What happened? And I don't think they had ever honed in on Lawrence. You fucked up. Like 2 years, nothing on the couch. Her birthday comes up. You want to get a red box?
Right.
You're a bum. Like you're probably not taking showers.
I still don't think there's any justification for cheating though. Like,
no,
cause not an adult way out.
I'm not justifying, but we still have to look at the sickness. We were looking at the symptom. Cheating is a symptom. Why did we cheat?
It's the root
You know,
cause.
So why niggas be out here cheating then? What's the symptom?
that's all in your head.
Because they greedy. We can go ahead. Next
Hold on. You're dealing with the after effects. Let's deal with what's really going on.
I was like, go somewhere with this.
I don't know where to go. Really, niggas is greedy. Niggas just want variety.
No, abort mission, nigga.
I can only be honest, nigga. I'm fucked up at this.
But what about you guys? What overall? What did y'all take away from that encounter, that argument?
That argument outside?
Yeah.
I think they were just being so cutthroat, and I was like, when he called her or saying you was hoeing and all this type of stuff, I was like, damn, it was just too much. It was too much.
I thought it was healthy.
It needed to come out, but it was so childish, and I just don't think they had the opportunity to really sit down and hash it out.
It was a lot of frustration, because even just being at that dinner, it was a lot going on at the dinner. You got this one table, and it's just too much, and she's sitting there looking at you with a new boo.
Right.
And no.
That's on her though,
but she was being hella passive aggressive at the dinner too. And some randoms. Look, come on.
Yeah. Now, one thing that's
I laughed.
Now,
I was like, yeah, girl.
Now, I have my answer for this, but I'm curious to see what y'all think. Because I read this somewhere online saying, like, if Issa was so concerned with trying to be a hoe and go on to her hoe phase, why was she so upset when he called her out on that?
Because that wasn't what she was.
Right.
That's not really.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I knew the answer, but I want to see what y'all going to say. She ain't built for it.
She not Amber Rose. Like, she was hurt. Like, she wasn't, and when I say Amber Rose, she, that's my depiction of a real hoe. But I feel like
God.
it's fucked up. But it's true.
Oh, God.
No, applesauce. I feel like applesauce is a hoe.
A partner.
Applesauce might be a hoe.
Applesauce is
But-
a nigga.
See,
Applesauce is a true nigga.
Applesauce was like,
I'm
drop me
starting to
off.
see why we call her applesauce.
Like,
Because she get mashed by everybody. But I think really Issa reacted to it because her whole phase got her where she needed to be. I do feel like it even though it was dumb, it still, I feel like it got her where she needed to be. Because sometimes you might need to do the whole phase to realize you're not a hoe.
yeah.
Self-discovery.
Yeah, self-discovery. So I think when he called her a hoe, he called her something that she didn't recognize. But I don't think he even meant that.
No.
Because at the end
He
of
was
the
trying to hurt
day, he
her.
only knew her for fucking with one nigga.
Yeah,
Like,
he was trying to hurt her.
yeah, I think they both were doing that. And during that whole argument, when she pretty much essentially called him a hobo, he called her a hoe. That's normal. That like, and the whole reaction from a man is like the little dick reaction from a woman. It's that's I ain't got shit else to grasp at, but that's what I'm feeling. And the response would be, "Ho, you let me hit." It's healthy.
So it don't even count. It don't even count.
Hey,
I will say, he was. I will say, I would probably be mad too if the nigga that we broke up over you still fucking with. Like,
Yeah.
I would kind of still be upset. I would kind of be upset about that too.
Like,
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
Even the background of the photo.
Right. He didn't even have evidence.
Could you
She was
imagine?
fucking with him, but not from his perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What if he found
He
out
let his
that?
mind wander at that point though, and you can't let a man's mind wander. We start thinking all kinds of fuck
Nigga,
shit.
listen. What if he found out that she gave him head? Nigga, it would be. This show would have to be canceled. He's burning down the dudes, my
He
nigga.
would burn down half of LA, my nigga.
Bruh,
Like,
she ain't there no more. I'm burning them shits down. That's what. Bro, that's over the top.
That would be.
I would just.
Y'all, there's no
I'm gonna
recovery
take
from
out to
that.
the grave.
There's no recovery.
The show would turn into Power, nigga, because somebody gets killed. I'm gonna turn Power. I'm Kanan after this.
No, but let's talk about Daniel though. Like, it's kind of interesting to see,
Daniel like her for
he
real.
like her a lot. And he constantly getting the shaft. And not only has he continuously been there for her, now she's staying with the nigga.
Right.
Like,
He's simping, man.
no, I was mad. I was like, why would you do that? Why would you do that?
He loves her.
Yeah.
But he's not. But see, here's the thing. He's getting completely shit on in the whole
He
process.
doesn't know that.
Yeah.
When you in love, you do stupid shit.
Oh, you ain't gotta tell me that.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta tell me that.
Yeah.
Have you seen Matters of the Heart? No, so,
And you were simping.
yeah, I was. But now it's just like I'm just constantly looking at Daniel like a lot of people are talking shit, but in the grand scheme of things, he's really like one of the only good people involved in this scenario.
Except for the time.
He still 100 with me. He did what he was supposed to do. That happens.
Yeah, he said what he was supposed to say. She should have moved.
She thought that nigga had control his key.
So it's like
what's
I
going on?
be feeling so.
Oh, Mike was rusty, y'all.
I low key
Thought that nigga was supposed to tighten up.
I low key feel
That's
bad
hard.
for Daniel. I'm like, this nigga is just constantly getting shit on. He ain't doing nothing wrong.
I don't feel bad for him. He's a full ass adult. So
Yeah, he knows what he's
Oh,
doing.
wait a minute. Hold on. Now, see, now that's something about you women. When it comes to niggas getting shitted on, I ain't gonna lie though, I do feel like women okay with niggas getting shitted on.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
For sure.
If it was a woman, say, y'all would be like, that dog ass nigga. That's my impression. Y'all slap the difference. Dog ass nigga.
We in the 90s, my nigga. Like
I don't know. Just picture me with a bob cut, my nigga, the T-vibe. Dog ass.
We in like we in I was like, where the hell that come from?
I do.
That sound like a black exploitation film.
This job turkey out here.
Job turkey.
Now, I don't feel sorry for Daniel per se, but he out here. I mean, he's simping, but at the same time, most of us, I ain't gonna say we all, we definitely played the simp role before. I mean, we done all been Daniel before.
Yeah.
Cause we,
Yeah. We talked about our transgressions on the show.
I let it be sit on my couch for a minute. Smoke weed. I'm going to work. I come home, the fridge smell like Kush.
Cash
She ain't saved me a roach.
She took care of a girl for 2 years.
No, for 2 years. I figured out real quick 2 months. That 8 weeks.
Oh, wow.
That 8 weeks was tough.
That's it. But
See, ain't Lawrence. I get out of there.
I also like
I cannot.
I'm looking at and Lil Rel too. We was rooting for this man.
I hate that.
Lil Rel can still win though.
Yeah, he still
can win because Molly gonna inevitably get broken. And if Lil Rel play his role right, you sit there and you wait. It's like being on the special teams in football. You wait for the ball to come to you, man. Lil Rel gonna catch that pass.
Well, does he need to take any accountability for his lackluster sex? Because apparently she wasn't satisfied at the end. So maybe
she mounted him. What was?
Well, maybe he should have flipped her and done some other stuff with it. Like, okay, well, I don't know.
Wait a minute. Y'all want the aggression, don't you? We just talked about my boy Daniel letting loose on him. And now we talking about Lil Rel for being too sweet. What do women want, man?
Time out. My father taught me something very, very, very important.
All right.
My father.
Let loose like Daniel. Was that?
I'm gonna shout out my pops on this. And my dad told me, he said, son, you can spend your whole life studying women, spending time with women, paying attention to everything a woman says, and you will never understand what a woman wants and needs.
That's a fact.
So let's not ask these women.
Let's not leave more confused.
Let's not get into some shit we ain't ready for.
I think it's because every woman is different, so it's just gonna take some time.
And I think that's
down to the individual woman, and the woman has to be mature enough to know what she wants and needs. Because if she doesn't,
but I think in general, men and women, human beings in general, I think we both need to understand we really don't know what the fuck we want at the end of the day. No, everything we want is ever changing. I can feel this way today. But I can feel this way today, and tomorrow I feel totally different. I'll be like, yeah, I fuck with this. The next day, I don't fuck with that shit.
Yeah, because in 10 years, nigga, we'll be wearing sandals.
You will be wearing sandals.
Nigga, you older than me.
Nigga, I'm younger than you. I'm 26 years
don't
old.
Listen to this nigga.
Just because a nigga had spent his first 2 years in Dallas wearing sweater vests does not mean.
They were Argyle. The most Argyle. You know that nigga was 87.
Damn, I'm so special.
I'm going to defend you, but I had nothing.
She was like, okay, sweater.
I was like, what years? I was like, what years is this father?
Oh, this was recent.
Nah,
this was yesterday. Seen nigga yesterday in Argyle sweater.
But so overall, where do you guys see the show going, and where would you like to see it go?
That's a tough one.
I'll start with Kaz then. Kaz.
Honestly, I think I damn near don't know. With the end of this season, it's so open ended. I kind of feel like we do kind of know that Lawrence and Issa aren't gonna. I don't know. That's open ended. But I feel like they may, but that might take the whole damn third season. Or
it took all of this season for us to get to the point we got to tonight.
They had to have a conversation. It took a whole season.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know, man. I'm just really interested in seeing each of the characters continue to develop, and really the Molly shit. I'm telling you, I'm super invested in the Molly shit because I fuck with her as a character, and I think her and old boy, even though it's wrong as hell, it's gonna end terribly. They just got ill ass chemistry though. It's dope watching them. Never make your mistress your wife. And this works in Molly. It's the opposite. I don't know what you call a male mistress. What happened?
That sound whack. That shit sound whack. Mr.
Reed, nigga. We don't know where this going. But I feel like if her and him actually got together, like if he left Candace, would the situation with the chemistry still be there? Because a lot of times the allure to fucking with somebody, like maybe the allure to him actually is that he is married and that she can't have it.
Right.
And with her character type, does she want to really fuck with a nigga?
And his expectation is open marriage now.
Right.
I think you was okay with it, so now you have to be okay with it.
I think Molly's issue is the issue a lot of people have, which is we hold on too long to these ideas of what we think, or how we think things should be going. And so I think she's finally embracing the fact that shit just isn't going to go the way I initially planned. Like, how many of us grew up in our bedroom like, I want to do this, and this, and it's gonna happen, and then we go through life and it doesn't necessarily go that way, and it's a hard time adjusting to that. I know I've had problems with that. There's a lot of things in my life I wanted to go a certain way, and then when it didn't happen that way, I took it a certain way. I had to learn to get used to that. So maybe that's what Molly's going through right now.
She took the whole psychiatrist speech like totally bad.
Yeah, she did. But what do you think?
Oh, I was gonna just to speak on Molly. I think when I think of Molly's character, I think of SZA, which I love, and I'm glad that she is.
Weekend.
Huh?
That Weekend record.
Yeah, she's like, well, in one of her songs, she said, "We get so lonely, we forget what we're worth." And I think that Molly is at a point where it's just like she wants it so bad that she just really forgets like that she's worth more than that. Like you don't have to be with a married man that's in an open relationship. Like, I don't know. That's what I see. But as far as the next seasons and things that I would honestly like to see Lawrence and Issa get back together.
I'm telling you, I think that's gonna happen. I think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, that friend request popped up on her phone. I was like, yes, there's hope. Okay, there's hope.
But I need them to take some more time. I don't want it to happen quickly. I want him to date somebody completely different and everything. She needs to go. Leave her. Understand that. He needs to figure out who he is without her.
Right, yeah.
And then to know, okay, I need Issa. Like, but first know that you can live without Issa. That's the thing. I don't want him to be codependent again.
Yeah.
Because he's very codependent. He was codependent with Tasha.
Yeah.
He was codependent with Chad. It's too much.
Codependent a little bit on the partner.
On the partner.
Y'all killing. Y'all killing
Apple sauce.
Somebody go in the group and like see what they're saying. I can't.
And what about you, Kim?
Oh, I was gonna say I don't want to see them together anytime soon. So maybe in a couple of seasons, because like one of my favorite shows of all time was Sex and the City, and it was the fun part of watching Carrie and Big. And are they gonna be together? Are they not? Right. So I want to see that. I want to see more relationships. I want to see the ups and downs and how they grow as people. So then maybe they'll appreciate each other more when they come back together.
I agree.
Definitely. I ain't gonna lie, that last scene had a nigga look glossy eyed. I was gonna make sure the tip rolled on the outside of my cheek though. If it rolled on the inside, it's over for me.
I was just sitting there thinking like I ain't gonna cry for all these women in this movie.
Nigga, I did like when you hit this.
I would've clowned you.
You would've.
I just kept my hands
I'd be like, it's the beginning of fall. You know what I'm saying? Allergies and shit.
I just want to see the solitary tear.
And what about you, Clarissa?
I'm looking forward to it all. I mean, I'm just ready for it. Like, I'm anxious for season 3. So, come on with it, man.
Now, before we get up out of here, anything that we didn't touch on that you guys maybe would have wanted to discuss about this past season or the show in general?
Can we talk about the school?
Oh, we didn't talk about the school situation.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a teacher, so like that. Every time I see that, I'm like, crap.
That was fucked up.
Because everybody's like, oh, they're reaching, and I'm like, honestly, I don't think she is. Like, I guess the question to y'all is, do y'all think older African Americans, Black Americans, are they racist towards not towards whites, towards Hispanics? Do y'all see that?
Well, I think they're on the West Coast, and there is a historic, like, you know, back and forth between
black and brown
people. So that might, I mean, I'm not saying that has to do with what's going on the show, but I'm saying that is a thing.
That's definitely a part, especially in Cali.
Yeah, in Cali, you know what I'm saying? Even like West Texas, I mean, there's majority Hispanic people where I'm from. So I saw a lot of that. Right. You know what I mean?
I think dude was definitely like, it's rare. Now I'm not of the school where, you know, some people say black people can't be racist. Kind of like
right, I agree. So it's not called racism, but
I'm not a prejudice. I'm not a prejudice. I would definitely say you can, and how flippant he was about it. Like when she called him out about it by the buses, and he was like, "Oh, you know, like that was fucked up." I thought that was super fucked up. Right. But I understand Issa's stance initially though. That like, yo, we just gonna find a way around it, because that would have been my thing too. I kind of.
Can we just get established up in the school?
So I felt her on that. I felt the white girl too. I thought they both. I don't think either one of them was wrong in that situation. I probably would have went with Issa's. Yeah. Because as a black woman, it's a little bit more difficult. You know, white people don't realize.
And she was more on the hook for the success of.
Yeah, and it's difficult for us to, you know, like white people will say some shit like, "Oh, I know my rights and what's right and wrong, and I'm gonna say this and that and it." Like
we ain't got that.
Yeah, we don't have that, so I understand why Issa's kind of approach was like, "I'm gonna be a little more subversive." We have to be a little more subversive.
Yeah. What about? Was there anything else that we didn't touch on?
I can tell you one.
The threesome?
The threesome. The threesome was wild.
That was an epic fail. That's what that was.
My nigga took an L at a threesome. That's difficult.
That's what I'm saying.
Now here's the thing.
Definitely, that wasn't the L.
Time out. Did he take an L because? Now, hear me out on this.
Okay.
I'm a firm believer that if you ain't never gonna see these motherfuckers again, ain't nobody to tell the tale. So hey, you really
the L isn't in the bedroom. The fact that it emotionally bothered him. was the L. Like for me, nigga, I'm finna get up. Yo, what you think this is? You know what I'm saying? Like they'd have been like, damn. Like, what you think this is?
Y'all give me my jacket. Give me my jacket. I got
Shit, I got out of there. As soon as they pulled the white girl out, I'm out of there. Like I've done what I needed to do. He was still broken up by it.
Well, what about how? Do we think? Were they also talking about do white women prey on black men for that? That's kind of what I think.
That definitely happened.
Now,
but at the same time, sometimes being the prey. And sometimes the gazelle want to get caught.
Wow.
That's all I think.
They want to get caught sometimes.
But what I thought was funny when they were like, what was the dude? They're like, but the Quan did it better.
That cracked me up.
Yeah,
I'm like, who is this Quan
He
nigga?
was really there.
that's a very good Valley Girl impression you did.
That's how his whole phase didn't work either. That was what was kind of cool.
I think we're seeing in a weird kind of roundabout way that they're actually perfect for each other.
They are definitely.
You know what I'm
Both a
saying?
little awkward.
Yeah, they pretty much perfect for each other. You know what I'm saying? Anything else we didn't touch on?
How fine Lawrence got this season.
Oh my God.
He had to.
Just as hell.
He had to. That's part of the character.
The nigga didn't have a job for 2 years. I think during that 2 years he probably doing push-ups. Nigga ain't had no job.
Skin was glowing. He was looking really nice.
I think he was just putting on lotion for 2 years straight. Putting on lotion and push-ups. Can't wait to lose my job. Pepsi, fire you, boy.
Don't say that shit on that.
Fire me, nigga.
On that note, I want to thank you ladies so much for doing this. I know this is probably too much to ask because it is midnight at night right now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all coming through. Go ahead and shout out with your platforms one more time so people can find you guys.
Hey, you can follow me on my personal page, Clarissa D. Cross, and also follow the Motive Podcast as well.
Follow me at Kimmy Inc. And that's ink like the pen. And then also at Sit With Us Pod.
You can follow me at Crystal K10 and at The Charm School Show.
That's School with the K because we're Kim and Crystal with the K.
And you can follow me at on Instagram, Torian is all things, and you can join the Insecure discussion group. I'm looking for I'll be at work.
There's a lot of shit that be going on.
I think shut things down. Like no comments. We're gonna stop that. And again, I'm having an event September 23rd, Fit and Fly. You can just find that on Facebook or Instagram. Get your ticket on Eventbrite. It's only $7.
Thanks for having us, guys.
We never invite niggas back again.
No,
It even smell better.
Y'all are definitely spoiled us.
We gonna reboot this time now.
I know. I wanted to bring food. I just couldn't get around to it.